What's happening, everyone? And welcome to the Systems Lab Live. I am very excited to be back with you all today because, man, oh man, it's just been a short little week, right? A short little week, and I was emceeing the Done in a Day virtual conference last week with Team System Save Me. So shout out to Jordan Gill and the whole team. A lot of fun. She teaches a business model where, well, not a business, well, it is a business model, but she teaches you how to any type of service that you perform that you do over time. You can actually condense that into a 3 to 5 to 6 to 8 hour transformation in one day. And so you can learn more about it by going to at System Save Me on Instagram, also on TikTok, and find them on YouTube as well. And so you can find out more about that in systemsaveme.com. You can find out all of the information. Yes. So those of you that are joining for the first time, I welcome you because this is the live show that is held twice a week, typically on Mondays and Wednesdays. We have a modified schedule this month, so we're just doing some energy management, and we're also doing some strategy as we head into the fourth quarter. And I have some new topics and some things that I am preparing for. So the rest of this month is just on Mondays, and will have a brand new date once we kick off the fourth quarter. So it'll be Mondays and then something else. But I like it because Systems Lab Live really focuses on three things: managing and leading projects, process improvement, and team operations. And this is, again, the things that we are doing every single day. We're working with clients. We are working with our team members. We are managing projects. What's happening, Rebecca? Can't wait to connect with you later. And we are doing all sorts of things on an everyday basis, right? And oftentimes we don't have a forum to come together to talk about things like, all right, I need to implement a particular process, or I need to have an idea for how to manage communication. So that's why I encourage you all to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I've now categorized some of these topics. And so what's great about that is that you can actually take that, and that can literally be your like lesson of the week. Like I did, like there's literally 6 to 7 videos of live streams on all different types of topics. That can be something that you distribute to your team. That can be something that you learn, that you actually study if you want to. And it's just really good information. Yeah, all sorts of really great things are on the YouTube channel. So, man, what do we have for our first segment of this show? What I always like to call, again, show and tell with Ask Ash. I always like to pull out a few headlines, a few tips, a few things that have caught my eye. This is a segment of the show. It hasn't not been a while. Hasn't not been a while. Okay. Thank you for it's been a while. But we are here. We are here. So one thing I wanted to talk to you all today about, two things. Productivity tips from IT leaders, information technology leaders across the global planet. Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say. Global planet. The first thing I want to talk to you all about is, I believe productivity, time management are very personal things. I think that there are so many great books out there, and I believe in people experimenting with, like, what is it, PARA, GDT, Ultimate Brain, Second Brain, so many good stuff, right? There's so many great theories and great like systems out there. But I want to make sure that I reinforce the fact that it's important for us to take in what we're reading, try it, and then say to yourself, how is this actually performing in my life? Like, am I getting the right results? And so tonight's topic, we are talking about process improvement. So I want to definitely put some things in your ear for you all to start thinking about. So with this article that I am going to pull out a few points from is, and these individuals, they are coming from the perspective of, the past 2.5 years, and literally, what is working for them. So one of them is treat meeting free days as a goal instead of an absolute. So I think this is really important because we just got finished with I hate meetings. And listen, part one and part two is fire. Basically, I'm breaking down how you can have effective meetings with your team members. So incredibly good. So there is a phenomenon that focuses on meeting free days. Okay, so Dave, who's chief technology and senior director at Red Hat, he says treat meeting free Fridays as a goal as opposed to an absolute. Be grateful for the focused time you would not have had otherwise, instead of being devastated by a meeting that sneaks on your Friday calendar. This is particularly true when collaborating with organizations that don't have meeting free Friday norms. When those colleagues find out about your organization's norm, they'll most likely be delighted to accommodate their own Fridays for focus time. The more we do this, the more it become a norm across companies. So we said last time when we talked about meetings, we talked about the fact that mainly the reason why we're not down with meeting culture is because, sometimes meetings don't even make any sense, right? We don't have a purpose, nobody sends an agenda, it's all these things, right? And I talk about in the live stream how you can reverse engineer that so that you can have productive meetings. So the thought behind what this particular gentleman said is that you want to strive to have your most important meetings Monday to Thursday, with Friday being the goal of being meeting free. Okay. So that means that you have to have intentional planning before Monday morning hits, or, if you still work on the weekends, you can kind of figure that out, whatever your schedule is. But before Monday morning hits, you got to create a strategy for what's important for you to plan for that week so that you know what meetings are necessary. And sometimes it's hard. And I believe it's hard because we often don't know what our focus should be. And I'm going to put a pin in that for later, because I'm going to talk about the importance of road mapping and why that has been such a game changer for me. Okay, road mapping and how that's helped me to pull apart what are the most important things. Okay, let's go through a couple more. And then I want to talk about Diddy having this call to action, all right, for a particular skill set that maybe you all have not noticed. Okay. All right. Consider a minimalist culture when it comes to meetings. Okay. And then review your calendar in advance. Consider quality of meetings over the quantity. Okay. Boop. So let's break this down. Minimalist culture. I take that as only meet with the people who are necessary, who can help you move the needle forward on a particular problem that you're looking to solve or a project that you're working on. Make sense? Makes sense. This is like note-taking time, y'all. Okay, because this is what we have to this is what we have to evolve our thinking to, right? 2023 is 5 months down around the corner. Okay, we're already putting out the Halloween candy. I just want to prepare people for for best practices as they are building their companies, building their brands, working with organizations, okay, and everything in between. Review your calendar in advance. I just was saying that. how you create intentionality with your time and how you focus on the right things is, again, looking at, this is time management best practice, looking at what is the forecast for the next week or the next 2 weeks. What actually makes sense? And I believe that, and I did a VIP day on this. This was fantastic. But I believe that one of the secrets to time management is not just setting up your calendar, and it's not completely that you should have goals. I believe in goals. I think, you can follow whatever pattern. But I believe that understanding who you are, understanding what your particular season that you're in helps to guide what exactly you're focused on, what are your priorities, what are your goals, and then from there, that's a direct reflection of your calendar. That's what I believe. I believe understanding who you are, your personal mission statement, your this is who I am in this season, this is what resonates with me, is a direct reflection of what's on your calendar, because that is where you spend your time. Do I believe that you should be color coding all of the things on your calendar where it looks like Fruit Loops? Not all the time. It depends on who you are, right? But I feel like for those that have not mastered time management, you need to block chunks of time off. I did this exercise with my mother so she knows. She has her Google Calendar set. We sat down and we went through every single day what things that was priority for her, what she was going to work on for certain days. I mean, and she really went through, she's like, oh, I can't do it this day because I do this. You know, going through what is her schedule that's fixed and what's a flex schedule. So that's something that we'll talk about probably in Q4. Let's see. What is another one? Uh Collaboration tools can offer the same functions as meetings. Okay. So, Sharon Mangold, VP of IT Service Management and Facilities at Dell Tech. This is what Sharon says. At Dell Tech, every other Friday is designated as Project Nation Day, where we end our official workday at 1 p.m. We don't schedule any meetings on Friday afternoons, and employees can use their time to do individual work or get a head start on the weekends. As we emerge from the pandemic, all calls, all the time working model, I think all of us need to carve out more quiet time in our calendars for individual work, planning, and reflection. One tactic I learned was to block time on my calendar each week on focus sprints. By blocking time in advance and making notes of things I need to accomplish, I use the time productively. Speaking of productivity, collaboration tools allow our employees to accomplish more. With functions like file sharing, document co-authoring, group chats, and other features that allowed us to do what we were doing in meetings, but on our own schedules, we freed up time for more individual work and quiet time. So what she's saying is this: if you work on a team, you're a part of a group. Again, it, and the way that I'm using teams is this could be corporate, this could be a team in your business, this could be in your you could be on a board on a nonprofit. You could be masterminding with a group of individuals and building something from the ground up. You should not be using text messaging at any point in time to do the work that needs to be done to move forward the goals, the priorities, the agenda. And you gotta wrap your mind around this, folks, is that these tools like Slack, okay, this is one of these tools, and ClickUp Chat. What else? Who else got we got comment features on some of these project management tools. This is really going to help people stay focused on the work at hand. Okay, I understand that text messaging is easier because you have your phone in your hand. But I'm going to tell you this, is that when you are looking to scale and when you're looking to grow and you're looking to start to go into new territory, there are certain things in terms of bringing people on. You're going to want to keep that communication centralized and organized. Okay. Can you still text each other and have a good time and do all what needs to be done? Have at it. Have at it. But I believe that streamlining your communication is central to team productivity and central to the work that needs to get done. So instead of meeting, you could actually go and be in Slack and send a file to somebody. Huddle. They have these little things called Slack huddles where you can actually go and have a two-way conversation inside of the app. Hey, can we huddle for a second? I need to ask you a question on X. Hey, I just sent you a message on this. Let me know when you get it, and then just reply back whenever you get a chance to review the document. Focus time, you've taken care of that. Now you get to move on to what else that you need to focus on. Make sense? All right, y'all. I hope this makes sense. It's making sense to me. It gave me some good reminders. I got to tell you, it gave me some good reminders. All right. So, with that said, let's go back over here, good people. Let me bring up my other document that I wanted to share with you all. Okay. So, Sean Diddy Combs, he had a Instagram post, I believe yesterday. Let me see, folks, because sometimes I may not always get it right, but I saw it yesterday, but I don't know if it was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I want to, okay, come through Instagram with the new desktop feature. Okay. Hold on. Who was I saying? Diddy? Or is it? Okay. Diddy verified. I bet it is probably is very hard to probably change your name on Instagram with the blue verified. That was just a quick observation. Okay. So Diddy says, end quote, open quote. Okay, hold on now. Let me open this up. This is a reel. Okay. This is a reel. It was posted 4 hours ago. Okay. But I know I saw it yesterday. It doesn't matter. So he's saying, he says, I want to be a trillion% clear on God's purpose for me. I need help real bad. Okay, hold on. Let me share this with y'all because I do want you all to see the post so that you can go and see it. All right. What up, Kurt? Okay, so Diddy has this post and we're sharing it so you guys can see it. So he's a trillion% clear on God's purpose. He says, I need executives with winning experience and leaders I can learn from, people on the same frequency. So he is taking God's work to the next experience. So he says he's looking for CMOs, COOs, VP of marketing, revenue technologists, scientists. He what is it? It's like 15 to 20 positions, creative directors, graphic designers, digital media strategists, creative strategists, content creators, philanthropic experts, executors. Okay, this is what this says to me because I just pulled it out from this post. What he's saying is, and this is what I love because he did not say, I need project managers. But let me tell you something. As we continue to evolve in business and as we continue to evolve in our brands and what we're building in organizations, the thing about it is that there are new problems to solve, new complexities, and there's a demand that he's placing, right? The demand is this. Hey, I have this vision. He's a visionary. So I need people who are executors and implementers. That's my new word is implementers. Okay. He is looking for implementers. So people who have skill sets to implement. What does that mean? And that reads to Ashley Schuler. That means that these individuals have to have project management as a skill set. Okay. And I put him in the category of, he's media mogul, he's a creator, a visionary, all these types of things. Visionaries need implementers. Bottom line, right? And so a lot of times what I focus on for my content or when I'm talking to people, you know, I definitely emphasize the fact that everyone has this skill set, right? Whether you think so or not, we all of us are managing our work, our projects, our tasks, okay? So, he invested in a Philadelphia startup as well. Um Startup ahead of Miami expansion. Okay, so he invested in Rec Philly, which is an awesome organization by Dave Silver and Will Toms, which offers resources and guidance and services to cultivate the careers of Philadelphia creators in a 10,000 square foot space in Philadelphia. So yes, and they're open up a second location in Miami, which is cool. Okay, so the point is, right, is that if you are someone that is a brand strategist, a content creator, a creative strategist, the skill sets that people are looking for are those that know how to plan, organize, manage, and get the work done. Okay? Get the work done. So I think this is very important because we are going to be talking about in a couple of weeks. Yes, in a couple of weeks, we're going to be talking about 2023 trends when it comes to project management and project managers, and where we are seeing this skill set needed in unique industries like a Sean Diddy Combs, right? I think this is critical to anyone that's in the creators economy, anyone that is a part of in the name of content, anyone that's in the niche of I got a lot of ideas and I'm a visionary and I don't know how or who or what how it's going to get done. The people you're looking for, the people with these skill sets that are project managers, folks like myself and tons of other folks that are out there. You might be a creative director or designer, and that might be your thing, but you still have the skill set of a project manager. Okay? And project management is a process and not a tool. All right. So it's bigger than, ClickUp, bigger than Notion, bigger than all of these tools. Great tools to have. And you should have that, especially in 2022. You should know how to utilize these tools. But you should also have somebody that also knows how to lead and manage the work and the projects inside of the tool as well. So important. So yes, I did want to share that. I thought it was, critical to what we're talking about. Critical to what we're talking about. But we're going to be talking about another aspect of it. We're going to get into the second segment of the show, which we're going to be talking about process improvement. Process improvement. We talked about process improvement a little bit ago. I want to say this was, and I'm going to just look this up, folks. I'm a big believer. I told somebody last week, I'm a big believer in people having their notes places. All right. Sometimes we don't need to struggle to remember. All right. So August 1st and August 3rd, we did process improvement 101 and 102. And that is in the Everyday Work series. Yes, the Everyday Work series that we're on right now. Okay. Very good. I'm so glad. So we're going to talk about some of the areas that I'm doing process improvement as well. And me being able to efficiently organize everything that I've talked about has been a game changer. It's been a straight up game changer. But let's get into the lesson, shall we? We shall. Okay. Let's talk about it. What is process improvement? Okay, let's, perhaps we should get into the definition. What is process improvement? because I don't want to assume that everyone knows. So it involves the practice of identifying, analyzing, and improving existing processes to optimize, okay, performance. All right. So let's say that again. It involves the business practice of identifying, analyzing, and improving existing business processes to optimize performance. That is what process improvement is. So, one of the things that I believe is important to understand about process improvement is that this doesn't have to be something that's complicated. You don't have to necessarily outsource just yet. This is also something that you can do right now, and it applies to every area of your brand and business. It also applies to personal productivity. So it's not just about like, oh, this particular business process that is, you know, in my business, I need to improve upon it. That could be one aspect of it. But for me, process improvement is time management, how I'm working. What is it about my personal productivity system that works well and doesn't work well? Content operations. Oh yes. I still very much struggle with the process of my content ecosystem. So what that means, well, I'll explain. The content ecosystem. What I mean is that as I want a seamless production, and maybe it's also I just thought about this just now. Perhaps I'm in a particular phase where I may not have all the pieces quite yet, because maybe as I'm evolving and I'm still developing certain aspects of my brand, that some of what I'm looking to implement may come a little bit later. Maybe it comes when I have a team member just to help me to just push the car a little bit further till we get to the gas station. Okay. We'll return back to that example in a minute. But what does process improvement do? Because we've defined it, but many people are like, tilting their head, well, like, well, why should I consider this particular activity? Why, Ashley, are you advocating that I implement process improvement as a part of my routine? Like, why should I do it on a quarterly basis? Let's think. Let's talk about it. So, process improvement, reduce waste. Oftentimes, many of us are wasting time. Okay, it's honesty check. Honesty check. Most of us are wasting time. We don't mean to at times. Sometimes we're unaware. So when I decided to blow up my own time management system, I'm gonna tell you this. I would put stuff in my ClickUp, and I would literally do stuff that would pop into my brain all the time. Wasteful, people. Just wasteful. Like anything anything that would just pop. Oh, I got to work on this. Oh, that's good. Let me investigate that. Let me research that. Oh, okay. Let me put that on my ClickUp. Knowing well, okay, knowing darn well. That's what we'll say. Knowing darn well that it just didn't make sense. And I would look at things. I'd be like, well, why do I have that there? Do I have alignment? Is this even aligned to what I'm setting out to do? Is it? And again, I think we should be so cognizant to evaluate this, like every so often, every 3 months, every 4 months, whatever it is that you want to do, and say to yourself, is it working? Is it working? So I had to just start all over, and I had to start realigning my thoughts into, well, what does goal setting mean to me? I started reading OKRs, sorry, Measure What Matters, that talked about objective key results and how companies like Google and other places started to create these objective key results and how it clued into me. They turned the goals into projects. Man, once I clued in to a practical thing that means something to me, turning your goals into projects, that kicks something off inside of me, which means if I have a project, that means I have tasks. And when I have tasks, that means I need to have requirements and understanding what needs to get done, which means I need to make sure that the time on my calendar is set apart for said task for said projects. Game changer. Game changer. Game changer. There was always a problem, though, of actually you have too many thoughts going through your head. You have so much information that you're thinking about, information of things you want to create, that you want to do, things that you're listening to, notes everywhere. And I didn't really tackle that probably for a year and a half. I probably did not tackle that the way that I wanted to. I did it in parts. Okay, I did that in parts. So it enhances quality. The quality of your work, the quality of your process, the quality of the program, the quality of the work that you do on a daily basis. Process improvement. Shout out to the coaches in the space. Process improvement. Shout out to Coach Kells, Do It Ugly, Fear University. Okay. Doing spectacular things. So for coaches that have clients and students and whatnot, there is a process improvement aspect to your program that should be on your calendar to say after X amount of months, every cohort, every quarter, whatever it is, you go back, you get feedback along the way. Okay, here's also my thing with feedback. Feedback is a key aspect of process improvement. And this is something that you kind of have to be intentional about how you are getting this type of data, qualitative, quantitative, whatever the case is. So if you are coaching people, if you are doing that, then you need a way to collect feedback and measure truly the impact that you are having. It could be revenue, it could be, I don't know, launches, whatever it is. I'm freestyling on some of these things. So think about it. Think about it. It can't be enough. And I'm thinking about this for myself. I'm gonna put a Coach Ash hat on. I don't know if that's an appropriate term. Coach Ash. Let's say I had a coaching program. Okay, let's just go with that. If I had a coaching program, I would need to be strategic about when I'm going to get the feedback on different aspects of the program. So I'm definitely going to want to make sure that I have feedback and I can collect it in a way that's easy for the user, the student, and also easy for me on the actual content. So maybe it is some of the frameworks, maybe it's a course, maybe they're course videos that I'm developing. So the question then becomes, how do I collect that feedback? And then how do I decipher what feedback I'm going to implement for process improvement and not waiting until the end? Something to think about, right? And I just thought of this too. I was in ClickUp for several hours. I was doing my intentional day of rest, which is, for me, it's a fill me up day. So it's church, it's reading of the word, and then it is skills building, some sort of skills building thing that I do. So I can just rev myself up for the week. And I have been studying Agile. Many of you may know this. I'll show you some things that I'm doing with that. And this is what I did. I literally thought of something that I thought was so genius. I'm actually going to create a video for someone and send it to them because I thought this was a cool way to create feedback and be able to categorize and rank when you're going to implement the different type of feedback for your program. So anyway, when we're talking about process improvement, we're talking about enhancing the quality of your programs that you have through getting feedback and being intentional about it and not waiting till the end of a semester or what have you. It could be what? 8 week, 6 weeks, 9 months. No, not 9 months, excuse me. Typical coaching programs, I shouldn't even say typical, it just depends on the format. It's either 90, 6 months, 12 months. I'm seeing a lot of 12ers these past couple of months. A lot of 12ers. A lot of folks investing. I like it. Transformation. I dig it. So, process improvement, we've said so far, reduces waste. Okay. Sometimes we do things and it's like, we're taking the scenic route when we could have taken the highway. And that helped us get to the destination faster. Now, there are some things where you may need to take the scenic route because you don't know what you're doing. And you're not going to know until you try and you're driving down the road and you're like, man, this is taking a while. So it's quite all right. But as you continue to, build out your programs, your virtual events, your products, things of that nature, process improvement is key. You can do that in many ways. Let's see. Improves the user experience. I like this. I like this a lot. Because user experience is just that. What is the experience of my community, of my students, of my clients, of the people, my customers? What does the user experience look like? When I log on to order a shirt, order a sweatshirt, okay, order a dress, clothing. Come on, user experience. I just want to click, click, click. Now, here's the thing. Instagram did something cool. This is a perfect example of process improvement because listen, Instagram listens to the people. Now, whose people? I don't know, but they listen to somebody's people. Put that in the comments. Instagram listens to somebody's people because sometimes they don't listen to our comments. But one of the things that is critical is that they said this. They were like, all right, people like to shop. People like to shop on Instagram. People like to buy things, all the things, right? All the things. And so I'm sure that was probably on their list, okay, of process improvement, of feature enhancements and upgrades. I won't geek out too much, but I'm imagining there's a whole lot of agile going on in the Instagram world, okay? But they had it on their handy dandy list, okay? Come on, handy dandy list. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on, Blues Clues. They had it on their handy dandy Instagram list, and they said, you know what? The people want to shop. Okay. So we're going to create a button that's going to allow people to shop for their favorite things, and they can just go click on a button and then be done with it. And then it comes to them. One click, people, user experience. We're going to improve the user experience on our platform by putting that little Instagram shop button. So if you're in e-commerce, in the e-commerce industry, you got a product, you got something you're selling, Come on, user experience. Come on, get that feedback. How many clicks is it going to take? How many clicks? I tell you what, I have in my little shopping cart right now, the Serena Williams goat sweatshirt. And it reminds me, come on, user experience. Hey, this sweatshirt is getting low on the quantity. You may want to go and purchase. Come on, reminders. That's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you want. User experience. The website. The minute you can't make the purchase, the minute it takes you off, I might be in another website and just forget. So process improvement. Process improvement. Think about the enhancements that you want to make for the ordering experience of your clients. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot, people. Process improvement. Well, I want to look at, okay, those were the three things. So what does process improvement do? Quick recap. Process improvement, reduce waste, because oftentimes we're time wasters. Enhances quality, okay, the quality of what we do, and improves the user client community experience. So let's chat a little bit about some process improvement activities that Ashley Schuler is looking to do. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you about 3 of them. Yeah, I feel like that's all the time that we have for It's My Time podcast. What's happening? Okay. So what am I looking in terms of process improvement? Now let's get out our favorite friend, Whimsical. I just like to have a little visual for y'all. Systems Lab Live. Systems Lab Live. And you know what we're going to do? Hold on one time, y'all. Well, I guess we can go at it this way. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking up something. Let me not. I'm already. You got to be careful. I was going to try a little new feature with. I was going to try a new feature. Oh, okay. No, it's right here. It's right here. Process improvement 101. See, something with me is that I can't show myself new things like on the fly. Like I kind of just got tripped up by the docs feature inside of Whimsical. I just got tripped up by it. I can't do it because then I just start going. We're okay. Now we're just fine. But I was opening up the docs and I was like, okay, what template? But what if I don't like the template? You know, all the things go on. Okay, then shall we? We shall. Let's go right here. Process improvement 101. The areas of focus for me are, we're going to go with time management and prioritization. Prioritization. Is this? Oh, okay. Okay, hold on, folks. Okay, great. Time management and process. Oh, excuse me. Time management and prioritization. What do I mean by this? I'm so glad that you asked. It's always good for me to look at calendar, energy management, and then what is my primary focus. So something, to be quite honest with you all, is that I am the type of person that's wired and programmed to do a lot of things, be a part of all the things, right? And it doesn't matter if I am tired or not. I'll just press through and show up where I need to and do my thing. Now, in recent months, though, I've made some very intentional transitions away from things in order to ensure that I am properly managing and focusing my energy on the things that I need to in this season. So, this aspect of energy management has definitely been ingrained inside of me. I've heard it a bit ago, but I probably just wasn't ready to hear it. So, what this does is that it allows me to have space for the things that will allow me to understand actually where should you be putting your energy. And in fact, even last week, making the critical decision, or even the week before, I am emceeing Done in a Day for 16 hours, right? We're dedicating the 2 days for that. There's also prep time for all of that. And there was something I was doing almost every single night. And there was one particular night where I said, I'm going to send that email that says, I can't. And that was huge for me because there is an association, right, of wanting to fulfill a role, fulfill a responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And to be quite honest, I was proud of myself for just thinking enough to say, you know what? It's not going to be good if I show up like this. Because I always want to give my best self, right? And so we got to start making the critical decisions. I had to start making the critical decision in terms of time and energy management and then prioritization. So with that said, I took this weekend to start setting up, and there's more to do. It is a roadmap. Now, again, just a slight plug on the road mapping. I need a clear vision. Part 1 and 2, July 4th and July 6th. That is in everyday work. All right. Session 2, I believe. But I talk about road mapping and why that's critical, not only for organizations and brands, but individually. This is a concept that we all should be adopting. It's not enough for the goal setting. I like a good goal setting session. I think goal setting is important. I think having an initiative, objective, key results, whatever you want to call it. I want to do X by this time. I'm all for it. I think it's important for people to know where their targets are. But, excuse me, but I also think it's really important that the roadmap is intended for us to understand what is it that we're looking to do between the next 60 days, 30, well, maybe not 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120, 6 months, whatever it is that you want to do. Software companies do it. Apple has it, Google, all these companies, software companies and the like, big companies, Netflix, they have these things called roadmaps, which means they know what they're going to be doing for the next X amount of months. And why should we not have the same thing? Now, here's a caveat to that. I am not saying that you need to have every single thing detailed, like to the T. What I'm saying is that developing a clear vision of what it is that you want from now until December 31st of this year. Just what would I like to accomplish? what makes sense for me in this season? And it's not meant for you to have like 8 to 9 different things. When I look at my own roadmap, I have maybe 4 things on there. And what's cool about it is a couple of them will be done by end of October. You know what I'm saying? Like these are some things that I have to focus on. And in fact, I'll just read out to you. Oh, I think it's in the let me show y'all, or let me read out to you all what the priorities are. So the priorities are called next up priorities, okay? And what I love about this is I took some of these elements. This is also, I built this outside of ClickUp as well. So what I did was I created a status and basically went from, and this is really for Q4, but I'm starting to work on some of these now. So I essentially have one, yeah, this is really one, two, this is one category, 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah, it's really just 4 things. It's literally 4 things. And I have different statuses. One is ideation, which means it's an idea. It's just an idea, not developed, nothing. But it's important to me, so let me go ahead and put it on there, right? And then I have something called in progress. Okay. In progress are the active things that have been planned for. We know the requirements. We really know that we're going to GSD this thing, get it done. And then I have under review, which I think this is really important. Under review says I am looking at what do I need to do to further develop the scope and requirements of this particular project. It's not quite complete because I still need strategy and approach. And I think this is really important because I don't have solid dates for the stuff that's under review. For the stuff that's in progress, I got some dates for. Under review, I do not. Two things that are in under review is SOP revamp. Shout out to the Digital Jane. I'm going to be attending their workshop on Wednesday. And sidebar too, it's so good to take classes, seminars, teachings, whatever you want to call it, with other people, other peers that are in the industry, because they are able to see things from a different perspective. There's always something to learn. The way that I do SOPs for different companies, organizations, and the whole like, that's great. But what I'm going to learn for the Digital Jane is their perspective and their particular strategies that they've used, they've tested, they've tweaked, and I'm going to be able to learn something from it. It's going to be fantastic. But the SOP revamp is specifically because I'll be preparing, for hiring and things like that. So let me make sure that even though I know how to do SOPs, even though I know how to do these types of things, all right, well, let me actually make sure that I also am thinking about it in the right light. Okay, very good. The other one I have is system audit. All right, so this is where it is an audit of all the things that I use. All the things that I use, what makes sense, what makes sense and what doesn't. So I think that this is really critical, because when you pull things back from a process and systems perspective, then you start to really think through, what do I need? What don't I need? What tools are working and what doesn't? Oh, what's going on? The creative network. Oh, this is where the good stuff is. You can see everything. Yes, that is absolutely right. That's where. Come on over to YouTube and LinkedIn, folks. Okay, so we just went over time management and prioritization. So I will be revamping again the way in which I am prioritizing things in my life, my calendar, and then the roadmap helps me to understand what I need to be focusing on. That's what the roadmap does. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. The next thing, process improvement, that is also a game changer as well. All right. Information or personal knowledge management. Okay. This is critical, folks. Personal knowledge management. We talked about note taking 101 a couple of weeks ago. Note taking 101, August 22nd and August 24th. Note taking 101. All right. That's on the YouTube channel as well, that live stream. Personal knowledge management. This is essentially where we are creating a way in which we are capturing, categorizing, synthesizing, and analyzing and distributing information within your brand and your business, and really for yourself. Personal knowledge management. So I'm reading Tiago Forte, Build a Second Brain. I have probably been on a journey for a long time of how do I go about storing all of the information. Ashley Schuler has a mind that works. What I mean by that is this. There's a lot of thoughts that come through my head. Ideas, realizations, talking points, concepts. And to be honest, I did have a season of just information hoarding, which isn't good. So I submit to your consideration building a place and space that you can centralize your knowledge. So I had to get real serious about that because I didn't have the right frame of mind when this started coming to me. Now I knew that I needed to find a way to put all my notes and my ideas and things like that. I thought I was doing the right thing by using this app called Clover. It's a great app, actually. It's the Clover app, but I did not actually use it that much. I did not use it that much. And let me show this to y'all, because this could be something that could be, could be fun for y'all, but I'm going to show it to you. Screen share. Here we go. Think better, achieve more. Clover is a digital notebook that blends notes, tasks, whiteboards, and daily planner into one streamlined app. And I will get a little app happy in a minute. I'll tell you that right now. I'll be straight up honest with you. I think this is a really cool tool. I'm not gonna lie. It gives me, some vibes of different projects, of different platforms. But I think that for people that need lightweight task management, that may be a solo dolo type of person, that this would actually work. I really do. I really, really, really do. Oh, they even have a blog. I didn't even know this. Exciting. I think there's a, This is a market, folks. Capturing ideas is a whole market for this. So I would put stuff on here, leave it, and sometimes I would go back, sometimes I wouldn't. So I would forget until I thought of, oh, I should add this to the Clover app. And I justify that by saying, if I add this to the Clover app, then that's my place in space that it can just rest until I'm ready to add to ClickUp. Because anything for me in terms of ClickUp, of things that I want to actively work on and pursue, it's going to be in ClickUp. But maybe I'm not ready because it's in the ideation phase. Okay. So that wasn't working because, again, it was another app and there wasn't a process per se that made sense. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't all gel. So I just decided, literally, this is probably less than a month old, but I said to myself, I think what you need to do is put all of your ideas, everything that you learn, whether it's conferences and things like that, making another Notion space within your space that is dedicated strictly to notes. Now, I was already using Notion for reading and anything else in between. Conferences, huge on the conferences, folks. So I already had my mind plugged into the fact that I use Notion. Notion's a great place for me to write down notes. Okay. And we went over too with note taking, how, you want to make sure you're getting the best out of the conference. And here are some of the best practices with questions to ask and things like that. So, long story short, short story long, I started to build out my my notebooks, my playbooks, as I call them. Now let me open up the Ashley ecosystem so I can show you all. One thing, again, process improvement thing that I would love for StreamYard to do is you can switch over to different tabs. Maybe you can. Maybe you can. Let's stop the sharing. Oh, I bet if you do window, you probably could, but I usually do the tab. Okay. Well, if I did entire screen, what would you all see? Fascinating. That's not what I wanted to do. See, this is how you go on the go. Okay. It's funny. Okay. All right. So here's the ecosystem, y'all. So this is essentially where I go for all things that, truly matter to me when it comes to the information management. Okay. So Ashley's ecosystem: faith, the calling, people, love, business, community. So I say right here that welcome to the ecosystem. This is a centralized hub for information capturing, gathering, and dissemination. In this information ecosystem, I will store playbooks according to the various areas of my life, including faith, personal development, business, social media, project management concepts, NFT, Web3, and the metaverse. Ooh-wee. So I adopted this particular system from Thomas Frank. Shout out to Thomas, one of the goats in the Notion space. And I wanted to create these playbooks. Now I'm going to tell you this right here. This is why it's so important to develop your own vision, because, and this is just me. Well, and I just thought of this just now. excuse me, this little inbox thing right here bothers me, because I think what I imagined was putting in a whole bunch of templates per notebook, like almost an all-in-one, and then dragging it over here. So I think what I'll do is I'll have no templates, and I'll just open up the note, and then, you know, put what playbook it belongs to. Okay, let me show you how this goes. This is supposed to be, this little inbox thing is really supposed to be like if I'm on my phone and I'm on the go and I just need to add a quick note. That's what that function is for. But I have different notebooks for different areas of my life. Not all of them are developed yet, and that's okay, because I'm not supposed to fill it up with everything. So I'll click on something so y'all can kind of see what I'm talking about. And okay. You know, I want to make sure y'all can see. I'm big on that. So if I go right here, and if I go to Project Management Concepts Hub, I do have a couple of things that I want to start to talk about. So I put the name here, and then I put the category. What exactly am I talking about in here? Outcome, Scrum, Agile, risk management, closing project, project work, team, blah, blah, blah. So these are just things that either I'm thinking about, or it could be an article that I'm reading and I'm like, let's just, let me put this in here. This is the date that I started the note. If there's an article, there's a link. Share status. So this could be something where I would eventually, maybe I want to share it with somebody. I could not, maybe. It depends. And so I have these actually no share, ready to share, in progress. So I can make the executive decision. This is a no share type of situation. This is an old notebook. I want to be, because like I said, I want to be very transparent on this, is that I have, I would have these places I would just capture a crazy amount of notes that I don't know why I opened it or why I created it. So I would open this up and I just start to write about things that just came to mind. So this is something I am going to be developing and teaching from. I don't know when, but I'm just, things are going to come to me. How to apply Agile PM outside of tech and software development. I'm very interested in the creators economy, brands, VIP days, just things that, how do we work faster, smarter, personal productivity, course creation, event planning. How do we apply these things? So that's how that works. Let's see. I'm going to go back over here. Business development, all different types of things are in here. This is everything from ideas that I have to conferences and everything in between. So this is a conference. So I tag this as a conference. All right. This is a conference. This is an open note. There's no really, and I have status. The reason why I have status is that, again, I may want, this might be an idea that I want to plan. Okay. And I want to be able to see, what do I have that is something that I need to start working towards taking action on? What do I have? So I only have, for this one, is this what is this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh Lord. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, alignment is the assignment. building a connected marketing strategy for your business. So this was something where I put in ideation because there was active things that I wanted to work on, that I want to take action on. So that's why I have that particular status right there. Yeah, this was a dope presentation. Shout out to Mickey Wilson for this. Then I have something that is a to-do. Now these are like things that, and listen, this might not be something that's priority, but I need to get it out someplace. So look at this. Check this out. Membership community. I don't have a membership. I like to have one. I mean, it'd be pretty cool. But you see right here, add to ClickUp. This is something where it's a no because it's not in the right phase. Now these are add to ClickUp right here. All right. And I may even need to amend this. Oh, okay. This is not really a host. I'm just going to drag this here. Some of this might not even. Can I hide this view? I'm going to hide these views too as well. Okay. So the name of the note, add to ClickUp, community. This is what it focuses on. You, the client, or your community. Membership. When I created it. And can we sort by date? Thank you. We're sorting by date. Okay. So this is good. And I actually should. Can I do another little sort? What is. Oh. Okay. I think this is what I wanted to do. No, this is not what I wanted to do. Hold on. I wanted to sort by. No, I do want it to do. I wanted the note status to be descending. And note status. What is going on? Note status. Okay. Hold on one second. Notate. I'm gonna do it by date. Wait, hold on. Oh, no. Sort. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Sort. Okay. And then, oh, maybe I can't do it by the note status. It don't matter. It probably does not even matter that I have I probably will just put it like this. This probably doesn't even matter. Thank you all for sticking with me on this. I was just going through it. Okay. All right. So what we have right here is what's the priority. So I have a couple things that are just like open, meaning like they're just open, right? Then I have things like, researching new accounting software, tweak copy. All right. Like, like these are priority items. And this is going to be a part of my my weekly revamp that's going to really help me to understand, all right, where does this fit in terms of your priorities and what you need to focus on. So this right here, Audit, Zapier, and Systems and Research New Accounting Software, that's already in the roadmap as one of the projects for Q4. Make sense? So this is helpful. This has been extremely helpful. I feel very like, what's the right word? I feel very like not stressed. Like not stressed about this. Okay. All right, good people. I wanted to just talk with you again about process improvement. It reduces waste, it enhances the quality of your work, it improves the customer, client, the tribe experience. Some key factors within process improvement is that you want to pick out areas that feel messy, broken, or slow. Shout out to System Save Me. What feels messy, broken, or slow? Start there and then look at what's the end goal in mind and say to yourself, all right, I got to get some process improvement. That could be you doing it or outsourcing it. But either way, get a pulse on your process improvement. Get a pulse on your coaching programs, your one-on-one clients, your services, your content. Process improvements everywhere. Your personal productivity. All right, y'all. This was fun. Oh man, an hour and 17. We went in. I thank you guys. Next week we have a guest. We have a guest, y'all. It's gonna be very exciting. And we're gonna be talking behind the scenes. This is a content creator, someone that I admire so much. And this individual is going to give us some really good information on his world and how he goes about doing the great things. And so we're going to talk process and we're going to talk strategy and we're going to talk about implementation and good stuff, people. We're going to talk about the everyday work. We're going to talk about the everyday work. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I believe I have 10 more until the big 100. Come on, big 100. And we'll see you guys next Monday. Bye.